The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome to the Wyoming Women's Business Center's 2021 webinar series. Today's presentation is Top 10 Facebook Posts. We will be going over 10 different types of content that you can use when planning out your marketing calendar, and we're also introducing a new bite-sized training video. I'm Veronica Donahue from our COVID-19 support program, and I will be your speaker today. Now, before we start, I want to point out the GoToWebinar control panel on the right side of your screen. And I want to call special attention to both the questions panel and the chat box. If you have any comments or questions during the webinar today, I'd like you to use those to communicate with us. This webinar is being recorded, and a link to the recording will be sent out to all registrants shortly after the live event today. You can also visit our website at wyomingwomen.org and navigate to the training tab to view all upcoming webinars and past webinar recordings. And as a reminder, all participants are muted to minimize background noise. And if you're watching this webinar live, a survey will launch shortly after the close of this presentation. Please complete this survey as it provides us and our funding partners with valuable information, and please use the questions panel or chat box to type in any questions or comments that you have during the presentation. Let's get into some quick information about the Women's Business Center in case you're not familiar with us already. The Wyoming Women's Business Center is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to enable and empower Wyoming entrepreneurs with a special emphasis on women who are economically or socially disadvantaged. And we do this through 4 distinct programs. The first is our business counseling and training program, which is always free. The second is our microfinance programs, which offer microloans and individual development accounts. Third is the Artist Development Center we run in conjunction with our Works of Wyoming store in downtown Laramie. And lastly, we recently launched our COVID-19 support program. This webinar is brought to you by our COVID-19 support program, and I want to call special attention today to our QuickBooks subscriptions program. I just want to remind everyone that these COVID-19 resources will be available until April 30th, 2021. So if you're interested in learning about QuickBooks or the list of resources on the right that are available to Wyoming business owners when they sign up, you can always reach out to me at veronica.wwbc@gmail.com or visit our website and go and read about our COVID-19 support program. All right, let's get into our content today. So maybe you have a Facebook page, but you don't really know what to post. Today's webinar is meant to give you some great ideas to plan out your social media calendar. And I do want to point out right now that social media marketing is so challenging and it can be really frustrating, especially because we live in a state where people are so spread apart and there aren't as many solid connections everywhere. So if you're having trouble finding your customers online, or just in general identifying and understanding your customer, I suggest that you go back and watch our most recent marketing video, which was Building Customer Relationships Online. Of course, through our COVID-19 support program, you can meet with our outreach marketing counselor, Jessica Brower, to dive into the specifics for your business and your customer for free. So sign up for a COVID-19 support program if you are interested in that. Let's jump right in and look at our top 10 Facebook posts that your business can use when developing your marketing calendar. So the first and number 10 actually is behind the scenes content. Now, behind the scenes content can be really engaging, and this is the type of content that is meant for those crafters and artists out there. In these examples on the screen, I have 3 different manufacturing businesses in Wyoming, and they're showing a picture or a video that's part of their manufacturing process, and they're sharing a little information about that. Now, behind the scenes content can actually be expanded to more than just showing part of the process. You could also feature your employees, as you can see with the far right example. It's a meet the team post. So behind the scenes content is a way to advertise your brand instead of advertising your products or services directly. So if part of your brand is focused on superior customer service, then a Meet the Team post is a great way to show who your employees are and how we help people. If part of your brand is that you use the best materials possible or you create high quality goods, a behind the scenes post about your manufacturing process or about your suppliers would be a great way to show this. So this is really a great way to show and not tell things that you want people to think about your brand. So think about a couple things you want people to know about you and believe about your business to be true, and come up with a couple ways to show your audience that they're thinking the right things if they think that you have superior materials or superior customer service. Number 9 on my list is holiday themed content. Now, this is so obvious. Usually, businesses will do a Happy New Year's post every year. And that's not exactly what I'm thinking for holiday themed content, but it's a good example. So, what I'm thinking is the idea of you go and you look up some national holidays that relate to your business and make a post about it. You could do this for your business anniversary. You could do this for Christmas holidays and do a full campaign. So, these are just really great calendar fillers and they remind people about your business. And the truth is, everyone likes a spontaneous celebration, no matter how silly it is. One thing interesting I found when I was looking at Facebook the other day is that the Night Heron bookstore here in Laramie does holiday themed Facebook posts regularly. And what they do is they find a national holiday and create a post about it. And then usually it's meant to add add information about their bakery selection for the day. So it's just a fun way to make those everyday posts less boring, to fill in your calendar a little more and find some fun celebrations that you can do. And it just helps you stand out a little bit more. All right, number 8 is giveaways and freebies. So this is definitely on everyone's radar, and I'm sure that you've seen posts like this before. I think it's interesting that the ski area example on the left actually did a singles awareness day post, and it was also a giveaway. So this just proves that you can use these content topics in several different ways and you can combine them. So this is just a fun special holiday that they decided to do a giveaway for. So the idea with giveaways is that you're incentivizing engagement, like comment on this post to be entered to win, or share this post, or share our page to be entered to win. I see these posts on my timeline all the time, and I'm always curious about the businesses if I haven't heard about them yet. So, if you're looking for more engagement and you're looking to reach more people, a giveaway is definitely a great strategy. And it's also a great strategy to increase awareness for your brand and show off what your brand cares about. So in the middle example, they are doing bring in your midterm grades. If you have an A, we'll give you a free hot cocoa. This is really smart because more than likely people aren't just going somewhere for a free cup of hot cocoa, but maybe they see this post and they say, I'm going out to dinner to celebrate my grades and I'll get a free cup of hot cocoa at the same time. So I think this is something you can really be creative with. The third example I have is it isn't exactly about engagement, it's more about interacting with customers. And that goes right into number 7, which is interactive content. So the most simple way to do this is just to ask questions in your posts. So the leftmost example, they say, which one is your favorite? Or the bottom middle, they say, which one is your favorite, maple cream or country cream? So this kind of just opens the door to engagement. And if you think about this compared to a everything is 30% off today post, that isn't as engaging as someone asking a question. Another example of interactive content is for a gym to do a challenge. So this middle top example, it really reminds me of this gym that I knew back when I was in high school. They did a 30-day challenge, and the customers would get a free first month if they showed up every day for 30 days and posted their location on Facebook for 30 days. So this is just a fabulous way to allow your customers to interact with you and share your business with all of their friends. So I think that one's very clever. The far right post is also really genius. So this sign shop in Wheatland decided to create a Bernie meme sign, and they put it around town and said, if you take a picture, share it on Facebook or Instagram, and tag us in it, and you'll be entered to win a free sign of your choice. So this is kind of that guerrilla marketing strategy where you're creating some hype and excitement and something interesting and new with the community and with your customers. So there's a bunch of other examples of interactive content, and I definitely encourage you to Google interactive content and see if there's any examples that you could use for your business. But one example I have is a bingo board giveaway. So this is something where you create a blank bingo board and you share it and you say, okay, repost this with your answers for bingo and tag us in it, and you'll be entered in for a giveaway. So I think the giveaways and interactive content can go hand in hand, but you can also just ask questions or create an activity for your audience. Okay, number 6 is customer generated content. And this is also fairly close to interactive content, but it is more focused on social proof. So the idea is to show people something that you're doing from the perspective of your customers. So I always encourage people to interact with their customers as much as possible, but this is just taking it a step further and saying, how was the cupcake delivery? Did you really enjoy it? Did it make your event special? Would you mind sending me a picture so that I could share that on my Facebook page? So I always encourage people to try and bring that customer's perspective into Facebook because it really does make a difference in people connecting with you and kind of seeing themselves in the place of the customer. Of course, it can also be another way to show what your brand cares about. So, in the far right example with the dog, obviously, this company produces items for dogs. So, what better way to show how great their item is to show their customers, which of course are the dogs. Um, okay, the number 5 is informational content. Now, the idea here is kind of what we've been doing this whole time, and it's not just to post ads of our products and services, but really to post information that shows why our product or service is useful and that we have a unique knowledge in a particular field, or it's just a fun fact to remind people about what we do. So I particularly love informational content that I get from businesses because it shows that they're trustworthy and that they have expertise that I don't. And they're not trying to make me pay for that expertise. So an example of this is that my gym sometimes posts how-to videos for their new equipment. And that I think is really awesome because it reminds me that I want to go in and try that new equipment. It also reminds me that they're trustworthy and they want me to know the best form. So you should notice that all 3 of these examples have some graphic design element, and all of these examples probably used some sort of graphic design tool. So this is something I think will really enhance your content and make it stand out more. So I think especially for informational content, having graphic design elements instead of just a picture is going to make it pop out more and make you want to read the actual graphic more. But you could actually use this for every type of Facebook post you have if you want the image to really pop out more. Because to be honest, people are attracted to the image more than they are to the text above the image. All right, number 4, I have co-marketing content. So this is incredible. I love co-marketing content because it's a great way to expand your reach a little bit more. So you team up with another business and you do some creative activity or an event, and you're really just sharing both businesses' high strengths in one place. So on the left example, it's the Backwards Distilling Company did a co-marketing post with Grant Street Grocery and Market, and the market actually created some donuts based off of the cocktails that the distilling company makes. So this is a fun way to bring a little more into your event, because maybe someone's only coming for donuts and then they see that the donuts are based off of cocktails and then they learn about the distilling company. It's just a great way to share your strengths. Now, in the middle bottom example, this is an event on Facebook, and this was a Casper Firefighters Pipe and Drums event, and they did it at a brewery. So I think this is another great way to show what you care about, show that you support firefighters and you're willing to partner up on an event with them. So it's another way to prove what you care about. Of course, on the far right, this is a super interesting and smart way to do co-marketing. So this is several businesses teamed up and they decided to do a promotion for those couples that weren't able to do a wedding for coronavirus, and it's a giveaway too. So they co-marketed this. They posted this information on every single page so that all of their customers hear about this special promotion. And the best part about this is maybe they don't want to enter the giveaway, but they were curious about an event planner, and now they see one and they go to her Facebook page and learn more about it. So I think this is one of the most underutilized marketing strategies, and it's a great way to really support your community and do some charitable events. All right, number 3, I have storytelling content. Now, if you've been to some of our other webinars, you know that storytelling is one of the best things you can do to connect with your customer and show off what makes your business unique. And storytelling is actually the most engaging type of text content because it elicits emotions and it gets you connected with the story. So there's a lot you can do with a story. I think I found some good examples here. So on the far left, this is like an anniversary post, and it says, 8 years ago today, we unleashed a small batch in Wyoming, and we had an epic party at the distillery, and we have some amazing memories of that day. We've come a long way since then. Cheers to all our loyal supporters. So this is a way to show that you love your customers and that you're so happy that 8 years later you are where you are. And it really helps bring people back to understanding that this is a small business. For the middle example, this is a restaurant in Saratoga that hired an artist to create some public art. So this is a story that they told, and it just shares that they want to make their community more beautiful. I really like the idea of presenting something new that you've done and tell a little story about it. It doesn't have to be really long. Now on the right, this is a steakhouse, and this story is also really interesting because it's giving people an idea of the experience that your business will give them, right? So throw the car in neutral. We've got some hot plates ready for you. This is probably something that elicits an emotion with their past customers. Maybe they remember that experience of sitting by the fire. So I always love the storytelling posts. I think that they're a really great way to do more, and it's the same kind of passive advertising where you aren't telling them come in for 50% off. You're really showing them the experience and the non-tangible benefits of your business. All right, number 2, I think this one's also very obvious. We have COVID-19 updates. So this is something every business can do these days if you interact in person, but you could also do this if you have an e-commerce store. So you could share your health and safety measures. Maybe you share that you clean everything every 2 hours, and you could do a whole post about that. And of course, recently there have been a lot of posts about masks, and that they just want people to know that when they come in, you're going to have to wear a mask. So I think this is something people can resonate with, especially if a lot of your customers are concerned about getting sick. These type of posts can really help share that you really care about your customers' health and your employees' health and the community's health in general. So I always recommend this, especially these safety measures posts. There's a sushi place here in Laramie, and they did several posts at the beginning of last summer where they just went through all of their safety measures, and it was a video. And I really thought that was a great way to ease people's minds and let them know that this is a safe place and we're taking it seriously. Okay, number one, I have testimonials and customer quotes. So this is number one because like I said before, I always recommend that you interact with your customers as much as possible and really get a lot of feedback. And this is also related to that customer created content. So we want to hear from our customers' perspective. We want everyone to know what the experience is like ahead of time. And it's really a great way to show how you help people, the value that you provide, and it's a great way to understand your customers a little bit more. So I encourage you to keep interacting with your customers and ask them how their experience was. And if it was a great experience, ask them if you can post about it on Facebook. Now, you may notice that some of these posts were videos, like the one on the right here. Um, these are actually favored by the Facebook algorithm, so I would always encourage you to try and think of some video content and go back and look at our bite sized series about the top four types of videos to market your business and the tutorial on how to take video on your phone. So that's a supplemental training. And we actually have a new bite sized video that I have Rebecca on the line to share some information about. Um, let's see if Rebecca's ready.
Hi. Thank you, Veronica. Hi, everyone. My name is Rebecca Austin, and I'm going to talk to you guys really quick about an easy way to connect with your customers through social media. A lot of the content that you just see, like the top 10 posts, are great, and you'll notice that Veronica briefly mentioned about using graphics for a lot of these in combination with video and with photos. And so one way to really connect with your customers is actually through the use of graphics. And one particular graphic that's great for connecting with your customers online is a testimonial graphic. Typically, testimonials are a bit longer and are given to the business directly from the customer and not through some kind of review like a Facebook or Google review. They're usually an entire segment with the customer talking about their experience with your product or service and why they would recommend it to others. The point of creating a testimonial template is to choose a snippet from your full testimonial that you've received from your customer to showcase on social media. This works not only as a customer spotlight, but also as a teaser, encouraging people to view your website so that they can in turn view the full testimonial, as well as your product or service that your customer was speaking so highly of. So some of you are probably thinking that you have no idea how to make your own graphic and you're not about to pay more money for someone else to make them for you. And that's where we come in. Canva.com is a free online graphic design resource that's perfect for small businesses. You can use already made templates to create your own content for social media using their drag and drop interface. And the best part, we've already made several bite-sized training videos for you to learn and so that we can teach you how to use this free platform. On your GoToWebinar panel toward the bottom, you'll notice a tab that says Handouts. And there you'll find a free downloadable PDF that links to our 4-part Canva Crash Course series that teaches you the basics of Canva and even walks you through how to make a logo. And our Advanced Canva series, where we go more in depth with the online platform to teach you how to make specific designs like newsletters, or in today's case, Facebook testimonials. You can download that now and start watching whenever you have time. We understand busy schedules, and we designed our training to be shorter and simpler. In fact, you could watch our entire 4-part series and our 2 advanced Canva videos in less than an hour. And with that said, I'll go ahead and turn it back to Veronica to wrap this up. Happy designing, everyone.
Awesome. Yeah, I think Canva is just a great way to elevate all of your Facebook posts and any other posts like Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, anything you want to create a good graphic and a good picture that's a little different than just posting a picture. I think that it's worth it. It's worth looking into if you don't have that attractiveness on your page yet. Cool. So I'm going to go into the questions, but I don't see any yet. So let's just review the whole list. So number 1 is testimonials and customer quotes. I think this is great not only to understand your customer, but to allow your customer to see the perspective of other customers. Number 2, COVID-19 updates. If your audience is really concerned about coronavirus or you have a lot of interaction in person, I think COVID-19 updates are a great filler post and a great way to show that you care. Number 3, storytelling content. This is a great way to elicit some emotion in your audience and a great way to really share something different that maybe no one would no one would know about unless they talk to you specifically. Number 4, co-marketing content. This is where you team up with another business and create some good marketing experiences or an event with other businesses or nonprofit businesses. Number 5, we have informational content. This is content that shows what value and expertise your business has and how you can help them without specifically saying, come buy my product or service. Number 6, we have customer generated content. So this is content where your customer takes a picture of their happy kid eating a cupcake, or they take a picture the next day after they've had a tanning session, and it just shows that they are happy with their service or product. Number 7, interactive content. This is content that's meant to engage your audience and really create some more communication on Facebook with potential customers. So you ask questions, you create some activities for them, and this goes right into the number 8, giveaways and freebies, where you are also interacting with your audience and creating an incentive for them to share your page, share your content, or participate in an activity. Number 9, holiday themed content. This can be more than just Happy New Year's and Happy Christmas. You can find tons of holidays online. There are so many national holidays, it's almost ridiculous. So go online and find a couple holidays that pertain to your business that you can think of something fun to do. And this is really just great because everyone likes a spontaneous celebration. And of course, number 10, behind the scenes content, a great way to share some stuff that your customers probably don't know about unless they know you really well, or share about the benefits of your product or service. Maybe you have the best quality handbags in Wyoming and you want to share that you make them all yourself. All right, I do see a couple questions now. Let me pull them up. Okay, do you have a recommendation on a scheduling tool where you can prepare the post and schedule it to post at a certain day/time? So I know that our marketing coordinator recommends Later, but there are so many out there. And I also know that Canva, if you have Canva Pro, you can also create a marketing calendar and schedule your posts for a certain day or time. I definitely recommend that you reach out to our marketing counselor. She might have some other tips for you, but I do know that she recommends Later most of the time.
I also want to interject here real quick, Veronica, because Facebook does have an app now and also a desktop app called Facebook Business Suite, where if you have a page specifically for your business, you can use it to post on both Facebook and Instagram if you have them connected.
Oh, that's awesome. I had no idea they had a whole app for that. Cool. Okay, I only see one other message in here, and it just says, "This is great information, thank you." And I just want to thank our audience for joining us today. Let's go through these ending slides. So the Wyoming Women's Business Center is made possible through several partnership agencies, and our primary funding comes from the U.S. Small Business Administration and the Wyoming Business Council. We are so thankful for their support and guidance, and we really look forward to the work ahead. Of course, if you're interested in one-on-one business counseling, which is always free, you can reach out to our business counselor, Jonathan Howdyshaw. His phone and email are to the left. And if you're interested in our QuickBooks program or a meeting with our social media counselor or any other COVID-19 resources, you can reach out to me, and my contact information is on the right. And of course, you can read about all of our resources and all of our services at wyomingwomen.org. And if you liked this webinar, I encourage you to go check out our training page on our website and look at our upcoming events. We have 2 upcoming top 10 posts. The first is for LinkedIn and the second is for Instagram, and they're next Tuesday and the Tuesday after. So go there to check it out. And this is where you can see all of our upcoming events and our past recorded webinars. So this is a great place to go if you have more training needs. And of course, be sure to visit wyomingwomen.org to learn about all of our services or fill out an intake form if you would like to meet with a counselor. Thank you so much for attending the webinar today. And just a reminder, as we close the webinar, a survey will pop up in your browser. And I encourage you to complete that survey for us because it helps us plan out our upcoming calendar and improve our offerings. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, and have a good rest of your Tuesday.